Good evening and welcome to another episode of Unstoppable Overcomers. And I'm your host, Dorothy Odell, for this evening. I am super excited because this doesn't happen too often, but I have one of our amazing locals here with us, Miss Kim Bailey. Welcome, Kim.
You're welcome. Thanks for having
Sorry about the hair here, folks. I have got a hot flash going on, so it's like a Marilyn Monroe slash whatever you want to call it, like Gone with the Wind with the hair here. Um, anyways, so I am, like I said, super excited to have Kim here, and Kim has a very impactful story that a lot of people go through. So, Kim, if you could share, tell us a little bit of who you are, a little bit about your background, and then we'll go into your overcoming story.
Okay. My name's Kim. I am a mother of three, and I'm an educational assistant for the Catholic School Board. I am currently in a woman's sober transitional living house, and I am almost 8 months sober today. And um, yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's amazing. I know when we first spoke, it was 4 months. So, way to go to keep on going. That is awesome. Um, Sorry, I'm messaging Lisa at the last minute too. But anyways, this is what happens when we go live. Anything's possible, and this is what happens. So, congratulations on the 8 months being sober, and especially being a mom of three. That has its challenges alone, I'm sure. Children are wonderful, but they do take a lot of work.
Yeah.
All right. So you said you've been 8 months sober. So tell us a little bit about your journey to getting to where you're at right now.
Okay. So I my mom was an alcoholic. And so I grew up with her. And she nope, not she. Okay, I'm having a brain here. Um yeah, so pregnant at a young age. I was pregnant at 15, had my first son when I was 16. Um didn't experiment too much at the time. And I attempted to take my own life when my son was two. And then I met the father of my second child, and was in that relationship for about 10 years. Um, Pretty much did everything on my own. We had a son, so when I was 19, then we had a son, Alex, and I went to, um, in that time, I got my grade 12. I graduated in January of 1997. Had my second born son in March of 97. I went to college, and was able to get my law and security diploma and my um, child and youth worker diploma. Um, I then met my next partner, and began what was a very toxic, abusive. He was an alcoholic, and that it started rather quickly, the abuse. And again, I just once in a while had a drink, or most of the time I stayed at home with my kids. Um, and then I had another son. And then about 5 years ago, I chose. I had been always trying to fix this man, trying to have him stay home with me, and it wasn't working. So, unfortunately, I decided to join him. I couldn't beat him, so I decided to join him, and I went very quickly down a what I call hell. It started off just using drugs, just you know, once a week, to then last year, it was like every day. Um, I couldn't function with. I thought that I couldn't function without drugs. I lost. My two older sons. They had started to pull away before the addiction, and then I ended up, eviction after eviction. My job, I lost it because I didn't have I was driving with a suspended license. Um, and I still had the job at the school board, but I didn't go in often because if I did go in there, I was using. I had a young man, because then I had lost all my kids by this time, evicted, and then got my one son back in my life. Was doing great. Had another job. Had a car. Had an apartment. And then my ex came back into my life, and I went even deeper into my addiction. Lost my son again, evicted, car impounded, and um, then I had a young man overdose and pass away in my room, in my hotel room. Um, I was doing things that I never thought that I would ever do. You know, uh, Sleeping with men for drugs. Um, I had, you know, carrying guns for people. Was pulled over with guns drawn on me. I just everything that it was. I haven't done that yet. I ended up doing. And then um, August of 2021, I my mom had been sick. So my mom is 32 years sober herself, but she uh, she was sick in the hospital, and I didn't even know that she was sick. She had to take care of herself and set some boundaries, and so she ended up better, and she reached out, and she would always ask me how I was doing, and I would always say, "Fine, I'm okay." So the one day she asked me, the reason she asked me that is to know, she wants to know that I'm still alive. So that really, you know, uh, made me feel not like a very good person if all these other things weren't making me feel like a good person. So that just added to it. And then let's say the middle of August, uh, my mom asked me how I was doing, and I said, I'm done. I miss my kids. I don't want to do this anymore. And So it continued on like that for a little bit. I still kept using, and and then August 24th of 2021, my mom texted me in the morning, and she said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm done. I need to get to detox." And so she said, how can I help you with that?" And I said, "Can you come and pick me up?" My mom was there in a half an hour. And I walked in those doors while I went to the hospital. And then, they were like, well, I called detox. They said there's not a bed available right now, but call back in a couple hours. So the hospital chose, rather than to send me home, they just proceeded as if I was going to be in a bed. And then they, and then like, so then I think about 10:30, 11 o'clock, my mom picked me up from the hospital and she drove me to detox. And I ended up, I had asked the previous owner of this house, hand in hand, I had asked if I could come here. She said that there wasn't a bed available, but then someone high up in that detox place contacted Hand in Hand and got me into this house.
That's
And
so
then
awesome.
I was,
No, I was just going to say that, Kim, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your story, because I know that it's not easy to share your story, right? And especially like you said, the things that we go through when we're in those moments, like, man, why did I do that? But the thing of it is, we can't have that defeatist attitude, right? Because we have to keep going. And like, you have 3 kids to live for, right? And you have, your mom, very supportive. So kudos to mom for always checking on you. And it's brave, and it takes something to share your story and to be vulnerable like you are right now. So first of all, I want to thank you for that. And, you're doing such an amazing job. And I know, there's so many people out there. I know since the pandemic started, it was getting more and more people out on the street and things like that. And just so glad that you found a way to start to change your life around. So I commend you for that. And what a testimony you are, right? And I just want to, acknowledge you for taking those steps and saying, okay, I'm done. This is not what I want for my life anymore. So I acknowledge you for that.
thank you.
You're welcome. So I have to ask, what was it like? You know, well, as somebody who's been through an abusive relationship before, not physically, but mentally, I can just imagine what it was like living with that day in and day out. Like, I know sometimes they have us so messed up in our heads that we don't even know if we're coming and growing. Was that the same experience that you had with
Yes.
your relationships?
Yes. This is the first time this year, back at the school board, that I am able to actually show up as myself. I was either in like survival mode. I don't remember a lot of these past 18 years. Um, a lot of, even just with my kids, I just tried every day just to get through the day. And yeah.
Yeah, I think we do. I think we get to that place where it's just survival mode, and then people who have never been through it. Well, why would you stay?
Mhm.
Because you don't actually know what that person's going through in that moment, right? They you are so convinced that either one, you can't get any better or do any better, or two, that who's gonna love you next, or like no one else is gonna love me, right? Like, I must be damaged, that's why I'm in this, right? At least that's speaking for myself,
Yeah,
you know.
like I was trying to fix him, make him love me, make him into this man that I, was hoping for. So yeah,
We can't fix them, ladies
I
or
know.
gentlemen, because if the man's listening to this and you're in an abusive relationship, you can't fix the other person. The only person you can fix is yourself. And it takes something to do that. First of all, admitting that, okay, wait a minute, this is not what I want. I didn't sign up for this. And to be, and it's funny because I hate when I was in that relationship, I drank more than I ever had in my entire life. And it's not like I would go get drunk every night, but on the weekends, it was party time. And I took a step back and I thought, man, what's with this? I've never done this before. Right. And so I get that. It could be a slippery slope. There's, addictions that run in our family. And so I've always been cognizant of, wait a minute, when I feel myself getting past a certain point, I'll bring myself back. But I'm sure that, and it's not easy. Dr. Nina's here and she wants to say hi. And she said, can you kindly ask him if she's receiving any counseling or therapy currently?
Yes. Hello, Dr. I can't
Dr.
say
Nina.
Nina. Yes, I'm doing lots of, I did the React program first, when I first came into treatment. I've done, counseling at the, um, it's on Olette somewhere. I can't think of what it is. T THC or something. Or TLC. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was seeing a counselor there. Also a I can't think of something else. I took the Fresh Start program through Hiatus House.
Right.
I am currently seeing a trauma counselor, plus also doing, like, I started a TIR, trauma incident response, I think it's called. So I just started that. So yes, I'm in lots of counseling, lots of different avenues.
Right. And that's awesome because I know a lot of people are in denial and like, well, I don't need anything. It's okay. Now that I'm tried out, it's okay. But kudos to you for saying, like, let's get the help that is around us and go after that. Because I know I have family members, 50 years of the same stuff and, refusing to get help. Oh, I don't need help. It's okay. So kudos to you. And Dr. Neeson is so proud of you for getting to this point.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just have to ask, sorry, I write notes as you talk. That's what I do. I constantly write notes. So there's lots of things in here that I've written down here. So what would you say was your lowest moment then in all of that?
Hmm. Wow. For me, I mean, there was lots of low moments, but I think it's, essentially when I lost my kids, when I chose drugs essentially over them. I that wasn't who I was. I became somebody that I was not, and that I hated very much. So
And Anne says she's very proud of you too, Kim.
that's my mom.
Aw. Hi,
Mom,
Mom. We're so happy that you convinced her to get help. And never see, a mom's love never gives up. So your mom never gave up on you. Kathleen says, amazing woman. I'm not sure exactly what that is. And mom.
friend and mom. Yeah, that's my good friend. My
Okay. Oh, friend. Okay, that's friend and mom. I thought maybe it was slang. I don't know. People come up with all this language, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to be hip and cool, and it backfired on me. There we go. When you're 46, I guess you're not cool and hip anymore. There's another one here. Moms are awesome. How is your relationship with your kids now?
So my youngest, he's 18. He is very act like him and we have a good relationship. Um, I know, it keeps, because my dad and stepmom don't speak to me really. Well, my dad doesn't speak to me. My sisters don't. So he has a lot of influence. So we do really good, and then he gets that bug in his ear, that says, she's just gonna do it again or whatever they tell him. So but right now we're good. We got to spend a few hours Christmas Day together, and we talk every day. And yeah, yep. The relationship with my oldest, I have not spoken to him in a year. And I at first it was really upsetting, but now I just keep speaking that he will be back in my life eventually. He's the oldest, so unfortunately he's seen the most with the relationship. Not so much the addiction, but the relationship. So so I understand that that's gonna take some time. And my middle son, he reaches out every couple months. Him and his girlfriend just bought a house in Windsor, which is nice because I thought he'd move far away from me. So that it's coming. His girlfriend actually said a really nice message on Christmas Day. She said, that we are really proud of how good you're doing, and that is the best gift that you could give to them. So that makes me, that he'll be there. He'll be here soon and back in my life. So
Absolutely. I just want to remind somebody, if you're just tuning in and you're listening to Kim's story, and like you said, your dad is really not in your life. The thing of it is, forgiveness means a lot. Not only forgiveness is for you yourself, because that means there's no hold, that other person has no other hold on you. And I just like to remind people that we've all done stupid shit in our lives. And so, and we all are a work in progress. Let's just say it that way. So, we can't be held, Jesus forgives us daily. So, no one's perfect. And to just, hey, why don't you think about how it was for the other person, right? And to just really, I don't think anybody can say that they're perfect. So to just maybe take a step back and just think, well, um, try building the bridges, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because I know a lot of people that, I've heard a lot of people, like when I was going through my relationship, well, why would you stick with him? Things like that. And it's like, you have no idea what it's like to be in that house. You have no idea to what it's been to live in your shoes. You have no idea that right. And so to sit there and cast judgment, I think is wrong. And to, you're not the same person that you were before. Right. I guess is the point that I'm trying to say.
yeah, I think a lot of times some people they don't understand codependency, and they don't understand addiction. Like they just think, okay, yes, I went to Westover, for a 19-day program, I should be cured, and it's unfortunately, I no longer have the desire, not unfortunately for this part, but unfortunately, I'll be fighting this for the rest of my life. I no longer today have the desire to use, but it's going to be a constant, it'll for the rest of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Dr. Nina had just said that the therapist should be able to help improve the relationships with your kids and your dad. Um, you need to forgive yourself first and don't ever feel the guilt, which will definitely hamper your recovery. And that is so true. And when you said codependent, it's funny. After my dad died, my mom's like, "Oh yeah, you were codependent for all of us. That's why, you know, uh, you just did everything for us. So you were codependent." And I'm like, seriously, love it. I just spent 40 years going around in circles doing everything everybody wanted, and then now you tell me I'm codependent. Perfect. Shit stops now.
Yeah.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Boundaries have been set.
Oh,
Booyah! So and I'm not gonna. So I've had a friend of mine that her husband went to Westover. I was there when we took him in for detox. I was there when he came out. I was there when he went to Westover there on his graduation day. And I have to say, and she was doing the whole Al-Anon's for the spouse or the partner, and she went through the whole codependent program, and still, we still struggle with that because we don't want to see our loved ones hurt or things like that. But the thing of it is, um, at some point we have to cut the strings, right? And we have to just say, okay, enough's enough. Because I know when I was in that period of time helping her, I would get into such a deep, dark place because of all the stuff that was going on with that. Like, she would just drag me into it. Well, I allowed myself to be drugged into it because there was kids involved and I didn't want the kids to suffer. And so I'm like, okay, I finally had to say, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm just, I need a little bit of a break here. And, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because we all have to protect ourselves, right? So, and you need to do what's right for you and in your recovery,
yes.
right? And like you said, it's like an everyday choice.
Hmm.
When we wake up, we have to choose. What do we want more? Um, so kudos to you for keep making the right choice
Thank
for you. Absolutely. Um, so how long is the program where you're at right now? Is that like just a year program, or is that however long it takes? Or
Yes, it's however long it takes. So I came here back in August 2021, and then I stayed until just before Christmas, and then I had a slip, and then I went to Westover, and then I came back here. It was still hand in hand, and then I unfortunately had another slip, and then um, I've been here since May 21st, 2022, and yeah, it's however long, uh, for for me, they are very, very supportive, of my my sobriety, and also, why don't you just, it's crazy out there right now. Why don't you just stay here? It's affordable rent and groceries, and there's programming every day pretty much. I don't get to attend some of the programs because I'm at work, but the night programs, I get to. So it's yeah, but yeah, it's however long. We just had someone who was here for 18 months.
okay,
Just move on to better things. So
okay, because I used to work in a woman's shelter, and when I lived in Chatham, and I know that we didn't keep the women nearly as long as I would have liked to have kept them. Anyways, I didn't work in the back with them, but I was up in the office. But still, I just know that I think the longest somebody had stayed inside the home was a couple months. But again, I think I think there's a difference between what we were doing and where you're at, because it's like mostly like a transition home. We get the ladies, we get them safe, get them away from their partners. And a lot of the times they end up going back, which is heartbreaking. You see these women come in all bruised up and looking like they're half dead, to get them, back looking healthy again for them to go back. And unfortunately, that is the nature of the beast sometimes. But it's also, especially when there's kids involved. I know it's harder on the women, and it's just like, oh, well, they deserve a dad too, but they do. However, not when they're being abusive to the children and to the wife, right? So, um, okay, so basically it's we have a hiatus house here in Windsor, so that would be the first place, and then for somebody who is being abused, and then they would put them over to House of Hope or something like that. Got it.
Well, House of Hope is more like for addictions. And well, it's for addictions, and then so yeah, that's why I came here, is for addictions.
Right.
But there of women here, that.
Right. Right. Absolutely. And I imagine it's like, being inside the house, just, being supportive for each other too. So it's a great place for you guys all to heal together. So absolutely. Absolutely. If anybody has any more questions for Kim, please let us know. Put them in the comments. We'd definitely would appreciate that. Um, so where do you see your? I'm not sure if they asked you this question, but where do you see yourself in 5 years? I guess, or is it just take one day at a time? I guess in certain instances.
Yes. Yeah, I do have goals like set. I have what my perfect life would look like. Um, but yeah, it's just now, I get a lot of anxiety when I try and look forward.
Yeah.
So it's just but sober, happy, full-time employment, because I'm like I'm in a long term the whole year, but and I back with all of my family, and hoping to be able to help lots of other women, in the same situation, whether it be um, an abusive relationship, just offering them, the love and support, and someone that, like, to not to just be there, meet them where they're at, and not shame them, for talking to this person, and or with addictions, either or both. I just would like to be able to offer my strength and my hope to other people out there who are suffering.
That's awesome. Paying it forward. The people that helped you, now you want to help others. So that's awesome.
Mhm.
Congratulations. Actually, that was one of the first questions I asked you. I'm like, Kim, why do you want to share your story?
Yeah.
And that was one of the first things you said to me. If it can help one person, then. And I always feel like when I go through something traumatic, that my first question is, well, why? And but then I guess the answer is, why not me? But do you ever feel that the reason why you go through something is to help somebody else?
Yes. I've just actually been working through that of, I was um sexually abused as a little girl, and it's all of these things that have happened in my life. I was raped when I was 18, and just this relationship, the addiction, um you know I would never wish it upon anyone ever, not even my worst enemy. But I do believe that it has made me into the woman that I am today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can totally concur with you on that, because I mean it takes something to get through these hard situations, but then it makes us who we are. It's like God refines us into his perfect diamond. Right. And so you had mentioned before, I believe it was off air, that, without God and the support that you've received, you wouldn't be here today. So, did you meet God through this, through your healing journey, or has He always been part of your life?
So back just before I got, well, no, probably like grade 5 or 6, my mom and I started going to church. And then that is actually how my mom overcame her addiction, was because she went up and gave her life to the Lord, and then she hasn't had a drink since. And and then we started, like, we always went to church. I used to get that tugging feeling at my heart, like that I would need to go up and give my life, and I'd be like, bawling my eyes out standing there every time, but be like, "Okay, leave me alone, leave me alone. Yep, I know you want me to go up there, but leave me alone."
I
And
get the feeling.
yeah, yep. And then so I think probably like, well, this house, the previous directors, we had went to a church in Windsor, and so that's when I decided to to give my to the Lord. And now I don't have that tugging feeling anymore. I don't feel like I'm gonna cry. I I listen now, and I see all the signs. I truly believe that he uh I used to see hearts all over the place. And you know at first it started out that my mom would see the hearts, and she said that it reminded her that God loved her. And so I would look for hearts for her all the time, and I would see them all over the place. And then one day she said, I think, and this was while I was in addiction, and she said, I think those hearts are for you. And and I still see them, but it it brought me to where I knew, that God does love me, that he didn't give up on me, and that he opened up those doors for me, and he kept them open until I chose to walk through them.
Absolutely. I also believe too that our like generations of blessings. So my grandmother would go to church all the time. My grandfather would not. He would like he drive her, but he never went in. And the funny thing is, they're buried out behind the church in Kingsville. So the joke's on him now, right? Because now that's his final resting place. But I joke about it now, but and I truly believe that my grandmother's prayers have gotten our family through a lot, right? And we grew up Anglican, but it's not like we ever went to church back when we were kids. It's when I was in the middle of my abusive relationship that where I really found Jesus and had started my relationship with him. And actually, he's the one that got me out of that situation. And so since then, it's just been him and I, and he's gotten me through a lot over the last 15 years, 20 years, something like that. And it's a powerful thing. Like people are like, well, I don't know if I believe in that. And I get you when you say I'm not ready, because I started going to this church in Chatham, and it was a Pentecostal church. And, I wasn't used to the hands up in the air, right? Hallelujah type thing. And the first time I was in that church, and I even tell the pastor this to this day. I'm like, man, you guys are freaky. Like, that is just some kind of freaky, right? And, so I had a spiritual mom, and she's just like, she was wanting me to hurry up and get rebaptized into, like, I was baptized, my parents baptized me when I was a child, but wanted me to get rebaptized into the Pentecostal church. And I'm just like, in time. And she'd be after me all the time. It took me a year. Like, the more she wanted me to do it, it's like I drug my heels in and said, not right now. Right. But when I did do it, and I thought they had this once a year, they would have it out at Lake Morningstar, where they would bring you into the lake, and then people would just baptize you in the lake. And I thought, well, that would be pretty cool to do. Um, and so that's where I got rebaptized and rededicated my life to Christ, and thought, wow, that was pretty amazing. But it had to be on my turf, and of course, that's the day it decided that it was going to have a big storm, and it was supposed to be lightning as I go into the lake, but it didn't turn out that way. It was actually pretty good. And so, yeah, I get that feeling where you say, "Oh no, not right now." It has to be on your terms, right? It has to be when you're comfortable and wanting to give that commitment.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can definitely save us
Yeah.
for sure. Awesome. And what would you say, since you've been in recovery, has been one of your greatest moments?
Hmm. Um, I would have to say, going up to, I've had a lot. But one of my proudest moments is going up to get my 6 month key tag, because I made it to 4 months, but I could never make it past that. I could never get to the 6 months. So that was a proud moment for me. Yeah, I have lots. Like my mom and mine and hers relationship it's better than what it's ever been. We laugh, we have an amazing time together. I go and spend a night with her on Saturday nights, usually every week. And we go to church, and yeah, we started this mother-daughter journal. And it just it's opened up so much, so much more that I just, you know, plus just meeting great people in my life. So yeah, I have lots to be grateful for.
I think if we count our blessings, or be grateful that it brings us even more through it too. What we're going through, yeah, just my hands are all over the place tonight. Uh, Hair blowing, headphones whipping. This is just a great night. That is so awesome. So proud of you, Kim. Like I said, for sharing your journey, for continuing, getting your 8. I know I'm sure you'll have to come back once you get your year,
Yeah.
and we'll put you on the fundamental section of the show, maybe, or something like that, and have you come back so that you could give us an update, because that's a powerful thing. It gives a lot of men and women hope that are hearing your story right now, thinking, maybe they're in the middle of their addictions, and maybe they're in the middle of that abusive relationship, and thinking, how the hell am I going to get out of this? There has to be more to life than this. I don't know what that is right now, but how is that? And for that woman that's out there, or that man that's out there, that's in the middle of that addiction and wants to take that step, but is unsure what to do, what advice would you give them?
Just to remember that you are loved and you are worthy, and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that you're not alone, and that you don't have to do this alone. That there's lots of people out there.
I love that. Absolutely. And that's funny, because that's why this show was started, because I had wrote my book about being bullied and being in that abusive relationship, having the low self-esteem. And do you find that in your moments, having very low self-esteem, when you were going, like, in the thick of your addictions and
Yeah,
being in those
yeah.
relationships?
It's something I've always struggled with, is low self-esteem. So yeah, it just kept me there, because then I thought, well, I'm not worth anything. So, I might as well just stay, or I might as well just keep using, because what else?
Right. Right. I totally understand. And like I said, that's why I started this platform, because I wanted men and women to know that they're not alone in their circumstances. So you heard it. Kim even said it. She's saying the same thing I am. Like, you're never alone. Just reach out to somebody, whether that be a friend or a pastor or somebody on the street. You have no idea who they are, but just grab a hold of them and just ask for help. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the good person that's going to say, okay, come follow me and we'll get you the help that you need. If not, keep trying. There's somebody who will help you for sure. Okay. Well, now comes the fun part of the show. Not that this wasn't fun, but I'm different kind of fun. We're going to bring Miss Kimberly Genovese on. So welcome back, partner.
Hello. Happy 2023.
Yes. Happy 2023. Oh, yeah, that's right. You weren't on the first show of the year.
Well,
she was on vacation. It was all good. It was planned. She didn't leave me in the dust, but that's right. I forgot that.
Yeah.
So welcome back, partner.
Yeah. Thank you. Great to be back. And for those of you that are curious, I am in Ogden Dunes, Indiana tonight because, Kim, one of the things we didn't mention is I'm the roving reporter, which you might have got from the beginning clip, right? So you never know where I'm going to land, right? And it was super fun because those of you who know, this is the Holy Spirit show, not ours. We get to steward it. What there was for us tonight was to actually give tonight's sponsorship opportunity to the House of Hope. So, Dorothy, did you get a hold
So, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The director of House of Hope, it's her birthday today, and she's in the middle of something and would have loved to have joined us. I'm not going to embarrass her.
No, God, no.
Anyways, but I do have the information. So as Kim has gone through tonight, and she's saying, sharing a little bit about the House of Hope. It is a home in Windsor for ladies like that are going through addictions and recovery. And so we thought, what better way than to ask Lisa, who is the director, one of the directors at the home, how can we support House of Hope? And definitely by sending an email to houseofhope at gmail.com. All donations can be dropped off after an email address because the address is confidential. We want to keep our women safe. Definitely you can get a hold of Lisa. That's Lisa's phone number, 226-345-7943. And she can also direct you to that as well, because this is an amazing facility. I know my friend Leslie Leslie LaFramboise is part of this as well, helping the ladies in there. And it's, even though Christmas is gone, it doesn't matter. There's still donations that need to come through, because it's not free to keep this house going. And we want to help as many women as possible that are going through addictions and in their recovery.
Well, 100%, everything that Dorothy put in, and also to say, whatever it is that is pulling at your heart to contribute or be a contribution to in 2023, what an opportunity. And, as you know, we don't let just anybody in our sponsorship positions at Unstoppable Overcomers. And this has been vetted out. Obviously, Kim has given a stellar testimony tonight for what they're capable of and their commitment. So, and what a perfect time. It's January. Again, we're very aware at Unstoppable Overcomers that what can occur to others as a very positive, inspirational time of year, right? The holidays, moving into a new year, a fresh start, is not necessarily how it occurs for everyone. And that just contributes to that sense of like, what's the point, right? What better time to take myself out of the equation, then, at this time, because if I can't have inspiration now, when can I? So places like House of Hope will let you know exactly how amazing you are. And that, for those of us who've all experienced those dark hours, thank God there was at least one voice in that darkness calling us forth into the light. So please go be a part of House of Hope in whatever way that is there for you, to contribute, either be a contribution to or be contributed to by House of Hope. So that, and Dorothy, I can't help myself. I just feel like Kim and I should have wind machines as well right now.
Yes, you should.
So,
You should. Funny thing is, I'm not even the oldest one on the screen, and I'm going through hot flashes.
So that everyone could be a part of this like amazing, amazingness. So Kim, there's just for us to create that we're in that same, vibrant rock star flow along with Miss Dorothy. So
well, that's funny you said rock star, because Miss Brittany over here just said, "Love you, Kim. You're a rock star." So.
Of course, there it is. It's right there in the space. And so with that being said, Kim, we would love to hear you share your fundamentals in life. What would you want everyone to be gifted with? What would be the 3 core elements for you?
I think, oh man. I would okay, I hope this is right.
There's no right or wrong answer.
That's the good news, Kim. You can't get it wrong. Yeah.
Okay. I want to offer strength, hope, and love to anyone that is out there struggling. You got this. Just reach out and just remember, you're not alone.
Beautiful. Those are gorgeous. I especially love the strength component, right? It just, even when we think we have no strength, to understand that even like, what is it in the Bible? Faith is tiny as a mustard seed. Is everybody clear how tiny a mustard seed actually is? Like, this is a perfect time to Google mustard seed. Because to me, faith is strength. Strength is faith, right? And, even pulling forth strength as tiny as a mustard seed, and just take one more breath, right? In whatever it is that you're up to, that's the one extreme. And then there's the whole other extreme, is just being strong, knowing yourself as someone who's strong, having strength. That's such a fun, the mental way to live life, and so very powerful. And then of course hope, and the third one I believe you said was love.
Yes.
Everybody has love in there somewhere. Every single person has had that on there, and I love it.
Well, and then there's our classic, Greg Bicknell, right?
Love.
What's his 3? But, obviously with love, all things are possible. It is the yeast in the bread of possibility. And and then hope, fantastic. Right. To me, all I can see with hope is breathing in the breath of the most beautiful, fragrant flowers is what hope brings, to mind for me. So thank you. Those are magical, fundamentals. Well done, Kim. And Dorothy, I mean, here we are in the space of a new year. Would you like to share any 3 fundamentals that are right there for you? I knew she was going to kill me, Kim. See, it's so great. And you know what? I'm willing to go first. And they're actually inside of my conglomerate company, Freedom Group Global, right? So our 3 for the new year are shocking, fun. If it's not fun, don't do it. And I don't mean by that, I would be very clear that people get this. It's your responsibility to generate everything as fun, right? And it's possible. It's actually possible. So have fun creating fun in all that you do, right? Family, have everything occur like family. When you have it that, and you get that every life force on the planet is a member of your family, and you live that way. Oh, the magic that's possible. And then number 3 is gratitude, 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 gratitude. Being the being of gratitude is a very rich and fundamental way to live life. So those are our 3 for the start of 2023. Dorothy?
Perfect. Well, I decided on Friday that there was no way that I was not going to do anything fun anymore. So I either create the fun in the middle of the hurricane, or I stop doing that. So that was
fun is one.
Fun is one. Hope, giving hope to the masses, I guess. And well, I'll go with love because without love, there's nothing. And I just got a message from the fearless leader over at House of Hope. And I asked her, is there anything that you guys really need? She says they always need toilet paper, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, dairy, cheese, yogurt, freezer, protein, meat. So if you're in the Windsor
community, couldn't get it quite that fast, Dorothy will have a list.
It's in the comments section. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you're local, or if you're not, because I know a lot of our American friends are listening to this, and I know that we do a lot for Canadian and the USA, since we are an international show. So if any of my American friends would love to get on board with this and help one of our recovery homes here in Windsor, we would love for you to do that. Definitely you can email House of Hope Windsor at gmail.com, or give Lisa a call at 226-345-7943, or get a hold of me and I will make sure that it happens. How's that? Either way, I'm okay. And there was another comment here from Brittany. She says, sometimes it's hard to see and feel it within ourselves. That's why it's so powerful and important to love one another until we love ourselves. Absolutely. I totally 100% agree with you, Brittany.
Yeah, my invitation on that one is, if you can't see things that you love about yourself, ask the people, like literally go to 3 to 5 people and have fun. If you want to go to even more, and just say, what do you love about me? And really let it in. You will be blown away by what they share with you.
Well, that might be one of my Facebook posts this week.
Might it?
We shall see. I could get some real doozies.
And another thing to put in with that is, don't hold back, people. Mm-hmm. Like, I invite you every day, pick at least one person that you call up for no other reason to tell them how much you love them, and specifically what it is you love about them. That could be fun. 365, there's a challenge. 365 days of calling one person a day and telling them what you love about them, and be specific. What kind of hope could that create, Kim and Dorothy, inside your fundamentals?
Oh, lots of hope for sure.
New relationships too. Holy gosh. Yes. Could be. Could be. Yes. You never know. Never know. Although I am saying this right now because I am starting the new platform, TikTok, and it doesn't matter what platform I'm on. I've got all these guys saying, hey, are you married? Yes, happily married. The ring is on the finger, happily married woman. Are you sure you're happy? I'm like, yes, I am. Leave me alone if that's all you want. Anyways, I just had to put that out there because I get message after message after message, and my husband has access to my phone. He can read it, guys. So stop it. Like, I am here to help people. It's not a hookup. I just had to put that out there. Sorry. Not sorry.
Oh, jeez.
This is part of the fun.
I got it. I got it. That's clear.
Anyhow.
All right,
All
Dorothy.
right.
Well, I think that completes the fundamentals. Back to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much to our amazing guests in the comments. Like, there have been a lot of amazing people in here. So, and there's going to even be more on the replay. I get that. And I just want to say thank you so much, Kim, for being vulnerable enough to share your story and to really kick ass in the recovery. And like I said, when you hit a year, we'll come back. We'll have you on, do an update, and if you need anything from us, just let us know. We'd be more than happy to help.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
With that,
Thank
guys,
you for having me.
absolutely. It's been a pleasure. I love it that it's local. Local.
Yes.
I do too, by the way. I do too.
It's funny. We have had local people on here, guys. This is not just an American show; it's Canadian as well. They kind of kicked off the show at the beginning when we started almost 2 years ago. So now we're getting more on here. So it's been awesome. So with that, guys, though, be unstoppable in all that you do, and remember, same time, same channel next week. And don't forget to tune in Wednesday nights to the Power Half Hour. We have Alex, I forget his last name. Alex will be joining us, self-made millionaire, sharing within the pharmaceutical industry and within the real estate industry. And he's going to share how he did that. So come join us Wednesday night at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time on whatever channel you like, whether it be our Facebook, our LinkedIn, our YouTube, preferably our YouTube channel, and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And stay tuned because we are moving to a new platform soon. More to tell on that later. With that, stay unstoppable in all that you do, and bye for now.